bat time, same bat channel, same everything, folks. More mayhem to come. We have our NHL report coming tomorrow with three-time Stanley Cup champion Colin Fraser. Always lots of fun. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening, everybody.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 60 years. We are locally owned and operated by the Stevens family. We not only clean carpet and furniture, we clean many loose rugs, including Oriental rugs. Oriental rugs are cleaned in our modern facility where the fringes are cleaned by hand, then hung in our modern facility to dry. We do not use steam cleaning to clean your fine furniture. Furniture is cleaned by hand using the same absorption cleaning used in the White House. Some furniture we bring into our plant to clean properly. We normally use 2 men on each cleaning job using the extraction method. There is nothing that would clean carpet better for our customers. Our job is to clean properly with quality first. Google Carpet Masters San Bernardino and give us a call, or go to carpetmasterssocal.com.
Now, here's a new concept: digital network advertising, where businesses display your ad inside their building. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, your company is going to thrive with digital network advertising. Choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your business ad or logo is rotated multiple times an hour inside local businesses where people will discover your company. Digital network advertising. DNA, a novel way to be seen and remembered. Digital network advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call in the 909 area 222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising. 909-222-9293.
Start the new year off right with fermented green tea at its best. Quantum Nutrition Lab's revolutionary Green Tea PG provides all the benefits of green tea through a probiotic culture delivery system, so even those with poor digestion can absorb the full spectrum of green tea's phytonutrients. For a limited time, buy 2 bottles of Green Tea PG and get the third one free. Call 888-588-7578. That's 888-588-7578. Or visit us online at qnlabs.com. That's qnlabs.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in to get your questions answered and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. Our product line, Quantum Nutrition Labs, delivers what others only promise, nutrition that really works.
Do you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS? Can't afford to pay? You're not alone. The slow economy has backed many Americans into a financial corner. Here's fantastic news. The Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from taxpayers in trouble. A government program is in place to relieve overburdened taxpayers. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative, and if you qualify, you can end all collections, settle your tax issue, and possibly reduce the amount you owe by thousands of dollars. A new taxpayer emergency helpline has been set up by Tax Mediation Services. Call the helpline now at 877-207-2077. See if you qualify to have all collections ended and to have your tax problems resolved for thousands less. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS that you cannot afford to pay, call now to see if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative. 877-207-2077. 877-207-2077. 877-207-2077.
It's time to make the Tri-City Center in Redlands a regular part of your weekly shopping experience. Tri-City is home to a wide assortment of quality businesses, including the all-new Ocean Aquatics. Check out their variety of exotic tropical fish, along with fish food, accessories, and tanks of all shapes and sizes. The Tri-City Center is located just off of Alabama and the Tennessee exits in Redlands. Visit the Tri-City Center today and find out why it's called the Mall with a Heart.
You've tuned in to KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to the 90 Degree Show, the sports center for college marching bands, where we recap the ultimate battles from this weekend. And now, here's our host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
Good evening and welcome. Excuse me. Let me get myself right. I hadn't talked in a while, so that's what it was. Good evening and welcome to the 90 Degree Show. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service for you. We appreciate all those listening through iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, our website, our blog, or watching us on KCAA Radio's website, or on Tiki, or wherever you are on the interwebs. If you are driving throughout Southern California in your car, you're listening to 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM. Thanks for listening. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. Tonight's show is brought to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing and Promotions, blockusup.com, and Kevin Pete of Remax Patriots Realty. We hope you enjoy the show. And I'll get this out the way really fast. If you are thinking about buying or selling real estate here in Southern California, please contact Kevin Pete of Remax Patriots. He will meet and exceed all of your needs. Contact Kevin at 951-858-5942. That's 951-858-5942. Or you can email him at kpsaleshomes@sbcglobal.net. That's KP, his initials, sales, and homes, all one word, at sbcglobal.net. We welcome you to the 90 Degree Show. We are back full strength tonight to discuss one of the best events ever in the history of the world, the Honda Battle of the Bands that takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. Always like usually the last week of January, and that is basically the punctuation to our season. All right, after the awards go out and all of that stuff, some of them go out before the Honda and some of them go out after, but basically this is the ending, or our Super Bowl, if you will, of college marching bands. So we're happy to talk about it. Our outstanding panel of experts were all there. I did not make it there this year, but I plan to make it there next year. And the people that are also responsible also host a skybox. If you want to be a part of the Great Honda Battle of the Bands, make sure that you talk to our very own Christy Walker and hit you up with the Sky-Fi box. I'm still trying to pledge Sky-Fi box. Just to let everybody know, I'm still trying to get myself out there and be part of the box. Saw a lot of pictures of the event this weekend, so it looks like it went by well. And the luxury box, as soon as we get Christy and them on there, they'll have to tell us about it. But it looked really, really, really nice from what everybody was doing. So thanks again for listening. And also give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much for everybody for participating with us this year. We had a lot of views this year, and we appreciate that. But also just wanted to again say thank you to our panelists. They are 3 hours ahead, and I know that all of us are busy. I know that Christy and Bridget are both working on their PhDs, and Rashad, he's like a night hawk. He stays up till like 2 or 3 in the morning But thanks again for fitting us in to his schedule. So it's 5 in the morning sometimes. But yes, thanks again. I just want to say thank you guys for this season. It's been really special doing the show with you guys, and the fact that I can see your faces. It's like the bomb. So without further ado, I think I had talked up enough time so I can see you guys. I can see you guys all on here now. We're back full strength. Want to say hello to the very own Christy Walker, owner and founder of thefifthquarter.com. They started this whole thing off with going back and forth on the net, talking about our beloved bands. So how you doing tonight, Christy?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing good. Love the pictures.
Thank you. Just came off a great weekend. Good to see my people, my band heads, including Rashad and Bridget. One person was missing, but we're not gonna say nothing right now. But
I was actually about to come, but the president and all them I got on a no-fly list. They said that light-skinned people can't travel from the Pacific Coast to Atlanta. That's what they said. That's what they told me. You know what I'm saying?
Light-skinned?
Yeah. Well, Rashad, you were straight because you was on the East Coast, but they wouldn't let me travel across country. That's what it was. That's what it was, man. But Christy, I saw your post, and I actually want to talk about the post after we say hello to everybody. But it was really cool. I saw it for everybody. Also, Bridget, Christy, and Rashad also sent me a picture, and I know I'm getting soft because it touched me. It touched me. So I'm getting old, y'all. I was like, oh. And then Rashad also sent me a video. He's like, where you at? And then I was like, that made me feel sad. So yeah. So super excited. I know that made me feel bad. And next, my wonderful soror. How are you doing this evening, Miss Bridget Bell? How are you doing in this podcast?
I'm doing good, Joe. How you doing?
Doing well. Just got out of class. And them lambs is getting on my nerves. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this, but that's another story. And last but not least, the illustrious owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, Rashad Waters. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Everything is fantastic. Just got in late last night. Me and my folks, we drove back. So it was a little bit of a drive, but I had a great time this weekend. It was a pleasure seeing the ladies, and we definitely want you to be there next time.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, where is it going to be? But I guess we'll get to that later.
Hey, it's some more. Okay, it's some more. I was hoping they could just be right there next year. I did see the bros up in there. Charles Cheese Waters. I saw him up sitting in the stands. I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Rue." And so yeah, it looked like you guys had a good turnout. But I wanted to ask real quick before we go to our commercial break, Christy, you put a nice post on there that kind of made me feel old, but could you just tell the listeners the amount of time you knew some people that were there in the Skybox, and how some of them were basically, we was all snot-nosed undergrads at one time, but now how we've all blossomed into productive citizens. Could you talk about that real quick before the first break?
Well, I'll just say that, the Fifth Quarter has been around. Actually, earlier this month, it's been in existence for 19 years. And that really hit me because, next year, it's going to be 20 years. And yes, so if you do the math, there are some people that, are marching in HBCU bands now that either have never known life without having the Fifth Quarter or it not existing, or it was around before they were born. So, I'm thinking about people, the people that we serve, HBCU band heads. A lot of them weren't even born, and it just hit me.
Wow. Yeah, that's a trip. And like you said, some of them are like band directors now. And some of them, that's a trip. That's what makes you feel, I don't know where the time is going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely was excited about just even going to college. But now, we've been out of college for a while now, You know, it makes me think. I said something to my mother. I said, like, the college kids, and she was like, whoa. She's like, the college kids. She's like, wow. She's like, she must be really getting old if her son is now talking about the college kids. So, yeah, I guess we all come to that. Real quick before we start the show, Bridget, I start with you. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go to the first break?
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to everyone who attended Honda, people I haven't seen for 20 years, 15, however long. I have to give a great big shout out. It was a great weekend. A lot of bros, sorrows, AAA alumni did a great job with the bowl and stroll. I'm calling it a shop and stroll because that's what we ended up doing, shopping and strolling, having a good time. So yeah, a really big shout out to everyone who was just attended a Honda. It was really a great weekend for bands. A shout out to all the bands who attended. So yeah, just really an overall shout out to them. I'm gonna give a shout out to my Edgewood Rams. I'm representing the Rams tonight. That's my school here in Maryland. So shout out to them as well.
Oh yeah, and I just have a standard brush shirt. Probably Omega's High Five, just standard brush. Rashad, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we get started?
Well, of course, a shout out to my lovely co-host here, co-guest here. It was a great time seeing them, even though Krista claims she wants to cuss me out, but that's a whole other deal. I guess when she gets the opportunity to speak, we will see if she follows up on that. But it was a great time seeing them and hugging them and everything. And, of course, a shout-out to my parents. Also, shout-out to Block Band staff. We always use the Honda Battle of Bands as an opportunity to kind of network and see each other again. And also, shout-out to the Hampton people who I saw. That was amazing. And lastly, shout-out to these amazing Taco Bell nacho fries. They actually were really, really good. So, trying to get those sponsorship dollars, Joe. So, this is a game changer right here. So,
there you go. There you go. Help us out. Cut us a check. And Christy, anybody? Right. Christy, anybody you want to say shout out to before we get started?
Well, I'm like Bridget. Shout out to everybody that I saw at the Honda. Honda is like a family reunion / homecoming for me. People I only get to see once a year, maybe twice a year. I get to see them, and this year was no exception. And also a shout out to my other 24 Sky-Fi Box patrons, especially the newest members that have crossed Sky-Fi Box, including a certain Miss Bridget Bell, Sky-Fi. And and I want to give a shout out to y'all because y'all help make the Honda a really fun experience for me. It's a little stressful with the planning sometimes, but overall it's a great time, and I hope y'all have fun in this week too.
We had a great time with you, Christy. Thank you so much for organizing that. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Here it comes.
I'm trying to play. I'm trying to pledge. I'm trying to pledge. I see y'all. I'm trying to be down.
You have a year to get your ticket, Joe. Come through. Let's go.
I know. I need to really plan this time. But for me, I want to say hello to Kennedy and Alonso. I had 2 sick kids last week, and that was like off the chain being at home with 2 sick kids. But my son is better. My daughter's still kind of battling a little bit. So hello, Kennedy and Alonso. And hello to my lovely wife, Adriana, who took today off to be with my daughter. Really appreciate it because I had to go back to work. And probably have to be with her tomorrow. So, again, shout out to you guys. Love you guys. And shout out to my moms. Because I know my moms always be listening and watching the show. And shout out to her. So let's go to the first break, and then we'll get into the first 4 bands in the Honda list and who performed this weekend on Saturday. And again, it was Saturday in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. And man, that box looked really nice from the pictures.
The whole stadium is nice. The whole stadium is nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's what's up, y'all. So we'll get into it. Let's get into the first break, and we'll talk about the first 4 bands when we come back.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hello, this is Diamond Frazier. I'm a member of the Tennessee State University Marching Band. I'm a part of the clarinet section. And I also was a 2016 scholarship recipient from the Marching Podcast. And you are listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We're really excited to have you. We're really excited to talk about the great Honda Battle of the Bands, again, our Super Bowl. So you guys got to help me. What was the first order of the first four bands? Who went? Who were the first four that went?
Hampton, and then Alabama A&M, and then Miles College, and then Prairie View.
Okay, all right, bet. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Rashad, I'll let you start since Hampton, and we actually got a call, or someone just called into the phone on the line. Let's go ahead and get into what you think about Hampton, and then we'll let the caller call in and say something. But yeah, Rashad, this is your school. So what did you think about your school's performance?
I was very proud of their performance. For them, Hampton has been going through a lot of transition over the last few years. Dr. Jones just arrived there, as he says, 5 months and 7 days ago at the time. So in that short period of time, I think that he has transformed the band. They were much smaller than any other band out there, but for the size of the band that they were, I think they produced a pretty good amount of tone. They fixed a lot of problems they had as far as not being full in that third trombone, second trombone section. They filled that out some. And I thought they had some very creative choices as far as drill was concerned. We saw some things that Hampton did that nobody else did, as far as like how they took those boxes and spun them around and introduced the HU fanfare, how they made HU on the field and spun that and made VA. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future. I thought they did well at the beginning. I think the show kind of lost energy at the end a little bit. But that's fine, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Hampton in the future. And if we do a pre-analysis on this, I'll get into even more depth. But I thought they did a pretty good job.
Okay, that's what's up. Let's go ahead and get the caller out the way. We got an Elijah on the phone. Caller, go ahead and tell us where you're from. And thanks for calling in this evening.
Hey, what's up, Funk? This is Elijah from Atlanta.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Funk? What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Crab 12. What's going on, phone? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I actually attended Honda this past weekend. I said I wasn't going to go, but I decided to go ahead and check it out in the new stadium. It was good. It was a lot better than I think a lot of people anticipated. I'm saying every band did a pretty good job. I would have loved to see Jack State or Southern, but the new people like Miles held it down. Miles' show was really short, and I ain't too much care for that. But I think the first half was pretty good. Second half was pretty good. Nothing in particular stood out, but everybody, I can tell everybody pretty much brought their best and put together a pretty clean show. So I was overall satisfied with the event, and I'm really happy for Hampton. I know they had a huge recruitment push in Atlanta when they came down. They were there like the whole week, going to every single high school. So expecting good things for them in the future.
Well, that's what's up. What's up, y'all? Make sure you can go chopping it up with Elijah Thompson, Funk, Crab 2012. Right quick before we let you go, man, who do you think had the best performance? Or what do you most remember, I guess, what band, I guess, left the most with you?
It's interesting. I've been contemplating this ever since I left. I have to give it to Bethune. I know they go there every year, but this year the energy just seemed a little bit different this year. You know, their show was really entertaining. Of course, really clean, great sound as we expect. But I think they just brought a little more energy. This one might have meant a little more to them. Maybe it was the new stadium, but I really enjoyed Bethune this year.
That's what's up, Funk. Well, I appreciate your call, man, and I'll be in touch with you. Elijah is real dope on the NBA 2K. I can't fade. I can't fade you on that, man. But that's what's up, man. Thanks for calling in tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all heard that Trump? Y'all heard you say Funk? You know, that's how we refer to each other, Trump Funk. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, Funk? You know, just a little something for the listeners. Just a little something for the listeners. Christy, what did you think about Hampton's performance?
Well, okay, before I say this, my mom texted me and was like, Christy, you ain't give me a shout out. So shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hope to see you next year.
Yes. My parents have been in the Skybox for several years, and you know, they're hit or miss whether they're going, but you know, this year they didn't go, but not, you know, who knows what the future holds. But anyway, I really want to hear what Bridget's opinion is, so I'm going to keep mine kind of short. So being a native of Hampton, Virginia, I grew up watching Hampton, and I really, I really respect their program. I have always been a fan of Mr. Smart. I knew Mr. Davis. It's all love. And I'm really glad that Thomas is at the head of Hampton. I've been knowing him. He was one of those people that I've known for 20 years through my website. And I remember when he was just a rowdy undergrad, and to see him come from a rowdy undergrad to leading his alma mater, his beloved alma mater, that's a great thing. Just a couple of things about the band. Some of the things that I really enjoyed about Hampton was I liked their drum major feature. Well, first, actually, let me back up a little bit. I really liked it when they came out with the HU Fanfare because, I mean, you know, hearing Hampton through all these years, it was really good to hear them, you know, and I used to call it Hit 'em with the Wall of Sound until Hampton alumni corrected me and said it's HU Fanfare. So I don't want to be disrespectful. So I really enjoy HU's Fanfare. But I felt like throughout the fanfare and also throughout the show, the trumpets were kind of trying to do a little bit too much. It was like they're trying to hold up the weight of the band, and I wish they could have not try to overblow, because there were some spots where I thought they were overblowing. But I really enjoyed the drum major feature. I enjoyed I heard that they had I saw their percussion feature, and I thought that was pretty good too. I could definitely tell that A&T, being that Thomas was at A&T before he was at Hampton, there were some influences in that. But I mean, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, you are a product of, you know, your environment and all of your environments and your experiences. So that was okay with me. I agree with Rashad, and I say that it started off really energetic, but then it kind of died down a little bit. But I'm going to give Hampton's program the benefit of the doubt. I don't know how many other band programs have been at the Honda after their director took the helm that previous season. I don't know. So kudos to them.
Well, that's what's up. Bridget, what you think about The Force? What you think about their performance?
You know what? Oh, it's so funny. After Hampton performed, Christy turns around and is like, well, what do you think, Bridget? Because she thought I was going to kind of nail them. Can I tell you, overall, I think Hampton did a really nice job. Kudos to Thomas Jones. You know, everybody's kind of like, Hampton don't deserve to be there. You know, it was all kind of shade thrown at Hampton. But when I say their presence was felt and they did a nice job, let me say this. I need Hampton Band to stop doing this, and I need everybody to stop doing this. Stop saying, oh, because they're a small band, don't make excuses for the size. That doesn't matter. they showed us that it doesn't matter about the size. You can drill well and put together a nice show. And so it's not even about the small band thing. And one of the other directors said that. It was like, well, they stopped saying that because we're the smallest band here. It didn't even really matter because they did several things well. One, I guess Thomas Jones is doing the drill. I'm not sure who's doing that drilling concept. Thank you for the drilling concept. And let me tell you this, when you have that size of a band, you can't spread them all out across the field and they have to face the box. They did a great job not turning away from the box. So their sound was projecting to the side that they were playing. Mm-hmm. So I thought their drilling was very good. The core style thing is new to them, and you can feel it. You can see it. There were some struggles there with that core style concept, but they'll get it. And that's that influence, like you said. Auntie did it. North Carolina Central did it for a little while, added the core style link into their feature into their show, and that's fine. They'll kind of get that. But for 5 months or however long he's been there, I think it was a good job. I see that he is shifting his dancers to kind of do the kind of the Golden Light kind of thing is what I'm going to call it, where they're doing everything, which honestly I like. I like Golden Delight a lot, and I like that shift. However, he also had 5 flat girls, and it kind of was like, so either you're going to have one or the other. So you have to either merge the two or just make it one big thing. If you're going to do that, then it has to be all or none. But the 5 girls who were out there was kind of like, okay, what's the point of you guys if you now have your dancers who are adding the color elements to the show, which is the vital part of the flag line. Overall, I like their energy. I like their drilling. It died down a little bit, but that's okay. I cannot say that Hampton did a bad job at all. I think they did the best that they could do. The sound is better, so they're doing a nice job projecting the sound, playing clean, because that projection comes from playing clean. So I thought they played very clean as well. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I think that was overall what I wanted to say about Hampton. But good job. I like the direction Hampton program is going in. I'm glad he's out there recruiting. I hope they can get into the school. That's the biggest thing now. Kids got to get your grades up so you can actually get into the school. Hampton's not an easy school to get into. So I'm hoping that works well for them as well. But congratulations. Hampton did a nice job yesterday.
Yeah, that was
Can I say something really
go ahead.
quick?
Go ahead.
I just want to add that the acoustics of the Mercedes-Benz Zone leave a lot to be desired. And so I do feel like maybe some of the bands, and this is throughout the event, were trying to kind of overcompensating because, man, I never thought I'd see the day when I say I miss Georgia Dome acoustics as opposed to Mercedes Dome. But I think that day has come. The acoustics in there gave a couple people the business too. But so that stadium, Honda was using their sound system is what I got from the directors. That was a Honda sound system that was in there, and it was a little bit too much, so it was vibrating all through. And then all the announcers got on yelling, and that's one of them sound systems you don't have to yell into because it just start echoing and echoing and echoing. So we lost a lot. I don't know what any of the commentators, the announcers were saying because we lost it in the stadium.
Well, that's what's up. The biggest thing that jumped out to me with Hampton was the cleanliness, if you will. And it feels like they have a new director and they're going in a new direction. Like, I kind of just felt it just watching them out there. One thing that they did that I really liked was they did the VA and then they rotated it 180 degrees. That's hard to do. That's not easy, and just any size band rotating a particular formation is not easy. So they, showed some skill with the drill and all that, and I was really happy. I was happy to see Hampton out there, but I thought that they did very well myself. Nothing that blurred or jumped out at me because they were so small. But I thought they did well, and like Bridget said, I love when bands keep their horns to the front. If I had a band or if I was a band director, if I had like 400 people, I would probably keep the horns to the front too.
I should have done that, but we'll get to them later.
Yeah. Good job, Hampton. And I think we said it. I think Thomas is the Q's. I believe he is.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? Christy, you make that same face. He make that same face every time I say it. But yes, speechless Q. That's what he's saying. So Rue. A couple of Omega band directors. Just putting it out there.
Not a whole lot, but there are a couple.
Yeah, a couple out there. So next, let's talk about Miles was in the first set too, right? The first 4.
Alabama came.
Oh, Alabama. Okay, bet. So speaking of Omega directors, the Brus, Carlton Wright, Chopped it up with him as well. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. What did you guys think? I'll start with Bridget this time. What you think of Alabama A&M's performance?
You know, so they were facing opposite our box. So I had to go back and really, because I was like from behind, I was like, oh, it sounds like they have a great sound. And then I watched the recording, the video of them. Alabama A&M has a good sound. They are playing extremely well. They are clean and they sounded good. Let me say that. I think they drilled well. They had nice drive. They're kind of that under the radar band still, and I don't know why. I really like their color guard. I like the work they were doing. I wish they would switch up the flag. So I had this discussion. We're going to talk about Miles College, but I had that discussion with them as well. To add the color to the show, they got to switch those flags out because they're losing the effect of what they're doing. They were doing great color guard work, but we were losing them. Their second drill was good. I like a band that drills, because I think that's what band's supposed to do. They're supposed to play well and they're supposed to drill. So they had 2 drills and I really like that. I don't remember their dancers that well. I don't know why. I don't really remember their dancers. But overall, I thought the highlight for me for A&M is they're playing well. They sound good. They don't have that swack, ugly sound.
Tell
Throwing a little
Tell
shake.
him why you mad. Tell him why you mad.
Have that park and blow sound. I don't know where's their band director from, Joe? Do you know?
He went to Alabama A&M, Carlton, and then the arranger Mario Warren went to Tennessee State.
Okay, so
he got his master's from Hampton. He always credits to Hampton.
That's right. Yeah, Brother Wright went to Hampton with Donovan Wells and some of the Dream Team up there.
And I know they have another new assistant that's from Florida A&M as well. So they have a good team. Whatever they're doing, whoever's writing for them is doing a great job. They have that band playing well. They're listening well. They're playing well. So I really enjoyed A&M's presentation.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that jumped out to me, too, is they've been sounding really well for a while, and then they kept it. There was even a part where they had some runs while they were marching, and those sounded real clean. So that jumped out to me as well. Christy, what you think about Alabama A&M, the march in maroon and white?
I'm 100% agreeing with Bridget. I thought they had an excellent sound. I mean, and I really liked the arrangements that were played, like that Bad Boy having a party. I mean, that was one of my favorite arrangements probably that was played that day. And then the Drew Hill In My Bed. I mean, the tubas, and maybe Bridget will talk on this a little more. And you too, Rashad, since y'all are brass players. But the tubas, the low brass were giving me all that I wanted. Yeah, I have no complaints with Alabama A&M. They had a really balanced sound. I do think people sleep on them too. I don't know why, again, but yeah, they were great.
Yeah, Drew Hill is got some great band songs.
Shout out to from Baltimore too. Shout out to Baltimore.
Right. And Somebody Sleeping in My Bed is like one of my favorite. Even when it comes on the radio, I be in the car, I be directing it. You know what I'm saying? It be tight.
I was singing it in the suite all the way.
Rashad, what you think about the March of Maroon and White?
Again, I agree with everything that Christy and Bridget said, although I'm going to add a little bit to that at the end. Like Bridget said, they were facing away from us, but I could tell that they sounded really good from the back. And I wasn't disappointed when I listened to them from the front. Alabama A&M plays with balance. They played with blend. They march very well. Their formations are good. They did a rotation one time, and when they got out of that rotation, they were able to get out of the box, which a lot of bands can't do, which means that when you turn, you're not able to take a large enough step in the opposite direction. But they did a great job with that. I felt like, I'm going to go ahead and say it because I got on them before about doing rotations during the chorus. It's kind of hard to say with that song, but I kind of felt like they didn't do a rotation during the chorus on this particular song, so great job on that. However, what I'll say about Alabama A&M is that the foundation, you got to start with the foundation. You got to sound good, and you got to dance well, and you got to march well, and they do all of those things. But once you have all those things, then you got to push it just a little bit more. And this is where Alabama A&M comes up a little bit short compared to the bands that I would say were the better bands. If you say, okay, what was a memorable moments from Alabama A&M's show?
Not sure.
I can't really remember anything. My memorable moment was that Sleeping in My Bed. I thought that was it was fantastic. It was very well arranged. But other than that, there wasn't really anything. They didn't really make anything. They didn't really do anything unexpected. And this is what we talked about before. And I think it was Alabama A&M specifically, Joe, that I was talking about when I first came up with this. It's that first you have to get all these things down, but then you have to surprise us. And they didn't surprise us. And there wasn't enough energy. The drill was good, but the drill was kind of slow. You know, don't. It's right about here. Push that energy some and give us something that surprises us, that takes us off guard. And you'll see with the bands that probably a lot of people would say did a better job. You'll see those things there.
Yeah, I guess that's the kind of the thing that I think we've all said that before. We talked about the Magic City and we talked about Alabama A&M a couple times, but there's not like I don't want to say a wow factor, but they don't necessarily have a gimmick. Or they don't have anything that actually puts it out there. And we always have been talking about how great they sound. But, yeah, maybe like the smidget or something. Maybe they come out.
They could be on the opposite side and do the gimmick like Alabama State. And that did not work for me. And I know we're not going to talk about them tonight. But, yeah, that's the only thing I can remember from them. So it could be, I hear you, Rashad, what you're saying is, okay, we didn't remember that much from Alabama A&M, but if the only thing that you remember from somebody's show is a gimmick, that's like on the other side. Like
that's true.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that either.
That's true.
You 100% right about that.
All right, y'all. So let's go to a break and get it out the way. We talked about two, and then we'll do the break, and then we'll talk about the last two bands. We'll talk about Prairie View and Miles. But yeah, let's go ahead and pay the bills, as they say. You're listening to the 90 Degree Show. Appreciate you listening, and we'll be talking about the last two of the four tonight here on part one of the Honda Breakdown with our esteemed panelists.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
This is Warren Shaw, Chief Arranger and the voice of McClark Atlanta University, Mighty Marching Panthers. You are listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
The Marching Podcast Network is a network of podcasts with a purpose to inspire, educate, and show positive images in our community. Our network produces podcasts about college marching bands, business, health, finances, college preparation, spirituality, instrumentation development, along with one-on-one interviews with strong role models in our community. Looking for a podcast network that educates and inspires to make our world a better place? Then listen to us. Check out our website at themarchingpodcast.com. Tweet us at Marching Podcast or follow our blog at blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. The Marching Podcast, changing the world through positive interaction.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high-quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white t-shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event, but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1-800-975-3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. We got the second part here of our show, just tweeting stuff out to let people know about the show. And I just saw the Clippers traded Blake Griffin to the Pistons. I don't know if that's exciting, y'all, but dang, that just tripped me out, just seeing it right there in the second. But yeah.
I watched the band.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, that was exciting. Blake Griffin was supposed to be who they were building around, but they about to blow it up. Clippers about to blow it up, man. All right, y'all. So let's get back into it. Third on the list, who was Miles third?
Yeah, Miles College.
Okay, so shout out to Miles, shout out to Brother Snipes. Always love to see Brother Snipers talk to Brother Snipes. Best thing about Brother Snipes is Brother Snipes always rocking the Lokes. No matter where you see Brother Snipes, he always got the tone low glasses on. So I always really, it makes me laugh, makes me smile when I see that.
You are so California now.
I know. Because he be rocking. I'll be like, oh, look at Brother Snipes. He did an interview with National Showbiz with Walter Williams, and he was on the inside. I had the Lokes on the inside doing the interview. I was like, Dad, brother's gangster. Bridget called him Suge Knight a couple weeks ago because the brother is pretty big. But yeah, shout out to Brother Snipes and the program down there. So, Rashad, I asked you first, man. What did you think? Oh, wait, Rashad, you start. Christy, what you think about Miles?
Miles, they were kind of iffy to me. Like, they had some good moments. I really like their formations of the floating M. And
Yes.
I'm trying to remember, is that one of the things that they do every show? I don't think they do that every show.
No, they didn't.
You know, I like that they formed like the SIAC, and they started with the I'm Your Baby Tonight. The only thing that kind of bugged me a little bit is that the trumpets tended to die out a bit. Like the trumpets weren't giving me what I wanted in their arrangements. And also Miles ended with doing a gospel number, and they had a soloist, and they actually had, I'm going to assume that's the Miles College choir, gospel choir, come out there and sing. About Miles, so we talked about, and I'm sure we talked about on the podcast too, at the Queen City Battle of the Bands, Miles came and they did a gospel number. And I mean, they got the whole crowd in the spirit, and everybody was singing and waving their hands. And, I mean, my buddy beside me, he was speaking in tongues and, doing all that.
Whoa.
And I feel like they tried to recapture that magic at the Honda. I don't know if it quite recaptured that magic. Now, you can't boo gospel. You can't boo gospel. And I did think the singer was bringing it. And the choir was good. I wish they could have selected a song. Actually, I wish they could have done the Perfect Peace?
Perfect
Praise. Sorry. I wish they could have done the Perfect Praise that they did at the Queen City Battle of the Bands, but they did another song, and I don't know if it moved the crowd as much. I don't know if it was as familiar, and that's how they ended their show, which I have no problem. Of course, you're going to end after a gospel show. That's fine. After a gospel song. But other than that, I mean, Miles, they weren't really anything to write home about. I feel like all 8 bands did a good show. Like, nobody was slaw. But when it comes down to it, and when I'm looking back at this, Miles is definitely not going to be one of the shows that I remember.
Yeah.
They're pretty run for me.
Yeah, I don't know, and I know that we've talked about this all the time. I just can't get around somebody singing. Then when I saw the singer and the choir, I was just like, oh, man. I did like when Brother Snipes turned around and he was directing the crowd, and then he gave him the thumbs up at the end, like they did a good job. Like, I thought that was cool. But, man, that's singing, man. Or when you bring, and like Christy said, you can't boo gospel. I'll be like, oh, man. So
it's like that's the only thing they were banking on.
Right.
You got to bring it the whole show and not just the gospel.
Right, God protecting us all. We already know that. Show me something else. That's what I want to say. Bridget, what did you think about Miles?
Okay, so a couple things for Miles for me. I like Miles' sound. They really have they're developing their sound really well. And so they did their standard kind of come in thing. They come in with neck. They did an introduction for the drum majors before then. And so they're coming down the field, and Miles had a good sound. First drill, they're sounding good. But here's my problem with Miles, and it's no secret. I've talked to Professor Snipes about this as well, and he kind of like, we're going to do our thing drilling. They lose a lot of momentum in their drilling style. They turn around at crucial points in the music, and they lose it. And they're not turned to the box at crucial times. So if you're not going to change your style, you don't have to necessarily change your style. So if you're not going to have your band face the box the whole time, at the key points in the music, they got to be facing the box so that you get the feel of it. So I think that's where we kind of lost them a little bit. Big props to them for putting the SIAC on the field. You know, that kind of recaptured that first Honda spirit for me. The first year, Honda was like hey, I'm here representing my conference. Everybody, you know, was that we are one kind of feel, and we haven't had that since. So I like that they've kind of recaptured some of that feel. A couple things for Miles. So they did the For Every Mountain song, and I agree, Christy, now that you said it, I kind of agree with you that they were kind of banking on that big moment. And I thought it was good, but I don't think it was as big as maybe we all anticipated or they anticipated for them. And they sounded good. Let me tell you, Knowles wrote the heck out of that piece. He did a great job. The arrangement was good, but when they just walked off afterwards, I think everybody was kind of like, oh, that's it? You're not going to do anything else?
Right.
So it left the crowd hanging just a little bit. And so that kind of was like but I still like them. You know, overall, I still like them. Were they the best band of the day? I can't really say that. Did they sound good? Did they have a nice presentation? I still think they had a nice presentation. And ultimately, you do what you want to do. You know, if that's how they wanted to do their show, ended it, great. But they may not have gotten the overall effect that they wanted. The last thing is, I'm standing by this, I don't really like Miles' color guard. I really don't. And I know you guys know I go back and I will kind of talk about a little bit of everything. Their dancers are not memorable at all. I can't even remember what they did. But the color guard, I'm just like, what are y'all doing back there? And they really could use that because they have nice numbers in the color guard. They really could use that color guard to really enhance their show. Come on, change them flags out. You're losing that purple and white flag. You're losing to the uniforms on the field, so we're not seeing what you're doing. And then I was like, stop, Bridget. Pay attention to what they're doing in the For Every Mountain. They was doing some decent work, but we lost all their flag work. So I kind of say go back to the Jerome Borough on their auxiliary as well. Overall, I think they had and I think they had an okay show. I think they did a nice job. Just not as grand as they may have wanted or we all would have wanted. But they did what they do. They did Miles and they did themselves well. So I'm okay with that.
Rashad, what you think of Miles? And then we got a caller on the phone. We'll get to them afterwards. What you think of Miles, man?
So I was very interested to see Miles College because I've always thought of Miles as a stands band. Like, they're really going to give it to you in the stands, where I really hadn't seen a show that was just awesome. I personally feel like they got to the Honda based on their stands performances. So I was really interested to see what they were going to do. And I was not disappointed. They opened up straight power, and it sounded good. I mean, it was that unbridled passion style, but it wasn't going all over the place. It just gave me that power that I needed. Then the exciting drum major entrance. Then they started marching down the field, and then they made the M and floated it down the field, and they did some other drills. I thought that the marching was energetic. I thought the formations were good. I'm a little tired of half notes and baritones, just a little bit. Dan, woo, dan, to the woo, woo. I'm like, okay, let's do something else, baritones. But overall, I really enjoyed them, and up to the first half of their show, I was like, yeah, this is the best band that I've seen today. They were giving me exactly what Alabama A&M was not giving me, where they would give me some things that were memorable. The float in the M, the SEAC, the power, the drum major interest, all these things were memorable and exciting things. Even though they didn't play as well as A&M, they were giving me a very good show. When they went to For Every Mountain, it died for me. For me personally, let me tell you a couple of reasons why it died. First of all, completely biased on that song. If you're going to choose that song is sung by a person that is a descant soprano, which means above the first soprano. My mom just so happens to be a descant soprano and sings that song all the time, so I'm very familiar with it. And there are some super high notes in that song, which she didn't even attempt to do. So why sing this song? Why sing a song that's going to feature a super high soprano and then not sing those notes? That doesn't make sense to me. The other thing that bothered me was the fact that the band was out of tune, but was in tune with itself for the first half of the show. But as soon as you introduce the bass guitar and the piano that are at a constant pitch, all of a sudden you can see, wait a second, the band is over here and the other instruments over here, and you could really tell how out of tune the band was at that point. And it did not sound good. To me, the keyboard might have been okay, but they did not need the bass guitar. It really changed. And they've got like 764 tubas. They really don't need any more. You know what I mean? That's fine. And as far as the balance was concerned, the band got so loud that you couldn't hear the choir anymore. And again, the singer wasn't singing high notes, so she wasn't cutting through the band. And they didn't play this as well as slow songs that I've heard Miles College play in the stand. So overall, the first half of the show was great, but it really went down to me at that point.
All right.
Walking off the field was a fail.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled to see them walk off the field, and then you guys know how I am about singing. But yeah, I don't even think they even needed that. They probably could have added something else. And I'm a big Miles fan anyway. We got a call on the line. Let's see if we can fit them in right quick. And we talking about Prairie View, right? Prairie View was the fourth band. Okay, cool. Caller, thanks for calling in. What you got to say about the Honda?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Darryl Foster. I was in the Skybox with Christy and company, and I had a chance to see Miles at the beginning of the season in Queen City, and then see him again at the Honda Battle of the Bands. And I feel like for a good portion of this show, they kind of gave us a lot of what we got when we were in Charlotte in terms of it was a high energy beginning with the them playing neck after as part of their opening, and then they went into floating the M down the field. I felt like by that point in the Battle of the Bands, they were the band that was kind of giving the most energy. I do agree also that every time that the band turned towards the end zone to march downfield, we lost sound as we were trying to listen to what it is that they were playing. So I would hope in the future that they could try to design their drills and their shows that the horn stay towards the sideline so that we can get continuous sound and not get that drop in sound. And I'm just going to go ahead and skip through to that last part and talk about the gospel tune that they played. I think that the payoff, like Christy said, they were looking for that worked well for them in Charlotte did not pay off as strong in the Mercedes-Benz stadium. And I think there was a number of things, the reason as what contributed to that. One, like Rashad said, the soloist was not singing in the range of the solo that's meant for that song, number one. Number two, the acoustics in that place just didn't lend itself well for the vocalist and the choir to come through. It was hard to hear the choir. It just, all of that didn't play well together. And like Rashad said, just with the tune of the band as well as playing in tune with the additional instruments that were plugged into the sound system, all that really didn't come together. So it made it hard for that payoff to come as strong as it did when we were in the outside venue at Queen City. I think Miles did okay. I don't think they were necessarily the best band of the day, but they were not the worst show of the day. But if you're going to put together a whole show, you're going to skip out on the dance scene and all that, and I think that can work because I've seen it happen with other bands. You just got to be careful when you want to use a gospel tune in a stadium full of black folks as their payoff for your show in terms of your memorable moment. And I think they wanted that to be the memorable moment, and it didn't work out to be that way.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate your call. What was your name again, you said?
Darryl Foster. Didn't march in the band at A&T, but I am a Aggie. I graduated in 2004.
Okay.
And I do play saxophone currently in a community band.
Nice. That's what's up, man. We definitely probably next week we'll probably ask you who you thought it was the best. I'm going to see how much time. Looks like we might not fit Prairie View in tonight. So we'll try to squeeze it in next week. But any parting shots, Christy, any parting shots before we sign off tonight?
I just want to shout out again, everybody who was at the Honda. I had a ball. And it's going to be interesting because next year they said that, it's not going to be in Atlanta because of the Super Bowl. So,
wow.
It remains to be seen where it's going to be. I mean, Buzz, they're talking about New Orleans, but we'll see what transpires. So, yeah, I had a ball. It was homecoming part 2 for me.
It's going to be in L.A., so y'all going to have to come to California, and I bet not hear no excuses. And that's going to be the bomb it could be if it's coming to L.A. That'll be dope. Bridget, any parting shots tonight?
Yeah, shout out to all the bands who attended Honda. I'm just going to go ahead and say that I think everybody did put together nice presentations. nobody was just straight out slaw. I think everybody did what they did. They did what they did pretty well. So shout out there. This show is not to shade or slight anyone's work. It's not intended for that at all. I really, really, really appreciate the work that the band directors have done. It's hard to rehearse in January after your season's
after the
over.
break.
You don't know what kind of weather you're going to get. So I want to give a shout out to all the directors and the hard work that their staff has done. It is much appreciated for putting that show on in the Georgia Dome for us. Or no, not Georgia Dome, Mercedes-Benz Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Saturday. And shout out to that Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I felt like I was in a big old Mercedes-Benz car or something. That was a nice
Rashad,
stadium.
Rashad, pardon shots, brother.
I know we've run out of time, so I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, all right, we'll come up. You guys remember to check out our website and donate what's in your heart to themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. See you next time.
And